are finally going to get this painting done. Ooh, I feel like I've been working on it forever. Here we go. We're adding some decoration to the teepees. Not really decoration, but where the seams would be and the bowls would be underneath it. You got to show that skeleton in there as well. This has been a fun painting, and I've really enjoyed stretching myself. Here we're going to add in, I don't know exactly what you call this thing, but it's where they add, like dry their animal skins and stuff off. So we're going to hang some different kinds of animal skins on this. Get that third leg in there so it stands up well, each side. Here we go. I'm going to play around with this for a while just because, well, it wasn't where I wanted it to be, and so you have to get it to where you want it. So sometimes, you know, you'll just play with something until you get it where you want it. Ooh, this is the fun part here. I love this part. I'm going to paint in the fire. Here come the logs. And then we're going to go back and, you know, brighten them up a little bit, make them a little easier to see. And now we're going to come back over here, put a little bit of highlight on those legs of the, where the skins are hanging. That fire is a really important part of Indian life, camp life, anything like that. You really have to have a fire. And so this is fun to play with. I'm starting with a really dark orange, and it's going to build up into a brighter color. You don't really go too heavy on this. You're just kind of playing around with it a little bit and tapping here and there. And as the fire builds on the painting, you continue to get lighter and lighter shades, and you make it bigger and bigger. So it starts out sort of small, but then you get it, you make it bigger. Here comes the lightest part. I'm not sure if it's the actual lightest part, but it's the light part of the fire, and it's gonna make it even taller. You don't want to lose all that dark orange underneath there. Now we need a little bit of highlight on those logs because the fire's, you know, putting that out there, reflecting on the logs, that orangey color. And now we're going to play with these skins a little more. We want to get some of that fire reflected on there. So I'll go lighter, and then I'll think, no, this side needs to be darker. So, and it's getting more and more opaque the more I do it. Yellow and orange, particularly yellow, is a very transparent color. So you may have to go over it 2 or 3 times and add a little white to it to make it opaque. We're just going to piddle around in the grass for a while here and throw some highlight on that grass. This is just a fun, you know, as you look at your painting, it'll tell you what it needs if you'll listen to it. If you'll, you know, look at it and listen. Back on the skins again. Wait do you see what I do with the bird? Oh my gosh. Yep, here comes the bird. There's a big eagle up in this dead tree. You know, if it were a bigger bird, it would not be as difficult. Trying to get these eagle details in a small bird is difficult. Now, why did you paint that a gray color, Sharon? Because anytime you paint white, underneath it has to have a darker color to give it some depth. So it's the tail part and the head start out as a darker, duller color. Trying to get that eye in there. You know how that's so recessed, that eye. So now we're going to start lightening up some of the feathers on the head, getting down into the body. I use my fingers a lot to, here's a technical term, smush. Smush that paint around in there. So yeah, I'm trying to work that eye. I'm still not happy with it. I'm trying to bring the camera in a little closer so you can actually see better what it is I'm doing. Yeah, I worked that head and that beak. And the rest of the bird was not problematic for me. The beak, the eye, the head. And I think it's just because it's such a little bird, but, you know, you want it to have the features of an eagle. And again, you know, I lighten it up, I darken it up. And so you just have to decide what's the most important thing. There's the feet. So that eagle's sitting on that dead branch. He's looking around to see if there's anything he can get down there in the... We're going to add a canoe here. Now we're going to add some other pieces of the camp life. Inside that tent, that teepee, I wanted there to be some other things, looks like pots and stuff. Back on the bird. Oh my gosh, Sharon, you are back on the bird. I let it dry and then I worked on it. And then I let it dry and I studied it. I let it dry and I changed very minor things, but things that made a difference. So here we come, we're adding some baskets, some pots, some shields. The canoe is in there now. I'm going to highlight these branches. You know, that sun coming up has got a lot of yellow, so, you know, it needs to be reflected. Oh, we're going to finish it up with some birds in the sky. Boy, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, now, unless you can see inside the tent there that I just put some shadows of some things. Not necessarily, do I even know what those things are? But there they are in there. I wanted you to be able to look inside that teepee and see that there were things going on. There's a spear and a shield. And there's that fire. I think the fire turned out really, really good. And here come the skins. I really enjoyed painting all these details that really brought the painting to life. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, I hope you go back. If you haven't seen the beginning of this painting, there are 2 or 3 other videos that show you how I did it all. So if you would like to see my other art, click on the subscribe and you can go to Sharon Durbin Graves' art. Thank you.